What's up Nerfers, and welcome back to my channel, where I test blasters like this one outdoors in real world conditions to bring in the results that I want to know. Today's video is going to be a bit of a 2-for-1 for you. For starters, I want to see how these new yellow worker darts perform, and you're also going to get to see how the Slinks performs with the Saber B car attached. Let's get started.
High-end worker darts are currently the best half-length darts on the market, and they come in a variety of different colours. Black is by far the hardest to see, which makes them terrible to find on the ground or to see against my black target. So until now, red was the brightest and easiest to see, and that's why for all of my testing over the past year or so, I've been using the red ones. But now that Worker have brought out the new yellow ones, I would really like to swap to them. They'll be way easier to see against the black background of my target. They're also easier to see on the ground for finding them afterwards. So what I'm looking for today is to see whether the yellow ones are at least equal to the red ones in performance. Because if they are, I'll definitely be making the switch. I'm not looking for them to be better than them, I just want them to be at least equal. The main potential difference, if any, would be the foam itself, but we'll soon find out. The Slinks I'll be using to test them today is my favourite bullpup Nerf sniper. I haven't tried it yet with the Saber B car before, but my original review used the flag and armour one, so today will be a first. Before I begin the chrono test, I want to give a quick shout out to Foamwork Adelaide for getting the yellow workers in for me. I don't think they have stock of the yellow ones yet, that was a special order, but I'll leave a link to them down below, and I'm sure in future there'll be a little added drop down for the yellow ones instead of the red.
Worth mentioning before I get started, normally I do use the bamboo red worker darts. Jay couldn't get the yellows in bamboo, otherwise I would have used them. The only difference they have though is about 5 to 10 feet per second over the chrono. Today, just using standard ones, and if you do use bamboos, just pretend to add 5 to 10 FPS. Doing the red ones first. $294. $272, $279, $280, $284, $292, $288, $292, $274, $279, $292, $283, $293, $295, $293, that's all 15. Time for the yellows. $282, $286, $286, $281, $287, $286, $284, $287, $287, $286, $286, $284, $285, $289, $285. That's all 15. They seemed a little bit more consistent, to be honest.
Over the chrono, red workers shot a high of 295, low of 272, average of 286 with a standard deviation of 7. Yellow workers, however, shot a high of 289, low of 281, average of 285, with an insanely consistent standard deviation of 2. So at least in the chrono test, the yellow ones were actually more consistent than the red ones. The two dart types were pretty much identical in average velocity, but yellow were far more consistent. Both boxes of darts were brand new and had never been fired before, so it could potentially be a difference in batch we're seeing here. Regardless, yellow performed fine, and that's all I wanted to know. So now it's time for the range test.
Okay, for the range test, you guys should know the drill by now. This is a laser rangefinder. That's a fence, in case you've never seen one before. I stand at the fence, shoot back down the road, and use a laser rangefinder to point at the fence when I find all the darts. That'll tell me the distance in meters. In the mag, I've alternated the darts yellow, red, so that if I do change the point of aim slightly, it's not going to skew the results. Shooting at about a 45-degree angle for max range. Here we go. That's all 10. All right, the closest one is a yellow at 57 meters. Then we have 2 reds, pretty much in line with each other, at 64 meters. 2 yellows next to each other at 67 meters. 2 more yellows, 68 meters. We have 2 reds at 73 meters. Did I get them all? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Missing a red. Oh, here. I missed 1 red, slightly closer, at 72 meters. Honestly, not that much difference.
For maximum range, reds average 69 meters, nice, or 226 feet in freedom units, not as nice, while yellow averaged 65 meters or 213 feet. I think a difference of 6% with a small sample size of 5 of each doesn't stand out to me as a huge difference. If maybe all of the yellows fell short of all of the reds, then sure, but here yellow were near enough the same as the reds for range. So I think to decide it, it's time to move on to my 30-meter accuracy comparison.
As with most of my accuracy tests, I'm just going to do it from 30 meters away using this chair as a rest. How's that for a fluke? It's pretty much dead center on the first shot. All right, I think we should do red ones first for a baseline, then I'll do the yellow ones. Hit. 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 Those first 2 were a bit wide. That was a bit low. Hit. 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 These are better. Hit. 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 And a bit high. All right, we'll try the yellows, see if there's any difference. Because it's a difference we're looking for. Hit. 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 Got a bit lower. Hit. 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 That's all 15. I wonder, these had never been shot before, so I wonder if they might be a bad batch. But the main thing is that the yellows are definitely not worse than the reds.
At a distance of 30 meters, red shot a spread 1 meter high and 40 centimeters wide, while yellows shot a spread 70 centimeters high and only 25 centimeters wide. So yellow actually won the accuracy test. I suspect the reds could have been a bad batch. They were less consistent in the Chrono Test too. What this does show though is that yellow were at least equal to the reds that I already use, which was the entire point of the test. As for the Saber B car, I think it tends to like bamboo darts a little bit better than these standard ones. That vertical spread is normally a lot shorter when using it. And for example, here on the Saber Apex Prime Blaster, the grouping had the same width of 25 centimeters but was much shorter. Same with the Sweetheart Storm Blaster. So I think I'm going to wait until Worker release bamboos of these before buying. But what have we learned? Well, in Worker's high-end range of darts, these new yellow ones are by far the easiest to see, both on the ground for recovery and when impacting my test target. And they don't appear to be worse over the chrono, or in maximum range, or in accuracy, compared to the red ones that I already use. For now, I'll stick with my red bamboo Workers and try to use them all up. But once Worker release yellow bamboos and inevitably immediately run out of stock, you'll have a fair guess as to where they all disappeared to. For a question of the day, if you could have any color of dart at all, which color would you pick? That's all I have for you today. Consider giving this video a thumbs up and commenting down below. Find links to Foamwork down below, although they don't actually have these yellow Workers yet. Here's 2 other videos you might enjoy, and as always, thank you very much for watching. See ya!